Welcome back to another episode of Beyond the Grid. I am here with Kelly from Signature Solar and Amp Up. And today, Kelly, I want to talk to you a little bit about kind of what we do, right? You is what you do with Amp Up, and then myself with Beyond the Grid, why we do it, why we're doing it, and what the ultimate goal is, right? Like, I think for me personally with Beyond the Grid, it's to help our professional installers. Because that's kind of our go-to-market strategy now versus with you with Signature, more of a DIY focus is kind of what I feel.
Yeah, so our audience is mostly DIY, and we definitely want to educate them on why these products are going to fit their needs.
What do you find most commonly? I think you guys do most of your stuff live, right? Versus us, we don't.
We do a lot of long-form videos that are out there for education, but we do have a podcast that's live streamed.
So what's most of your feedback as far as things that people ask or common questions, common FAQs, things like that you guys see come across? Like, would you say it's mostly storage-based, inverter-based? Like, what's the benefit of doing battery versus not doing batteries? I know our last episode last month, we talked about mini splits and the new hybrid mini splits and the multi-zones and the benefits of those, right? Like offsetting your high utility cost, helping to save your central heat and air system, kind of mitigate the degradation of that, like working really hard all the time versus with a mini split and running solar, you can kind of offset that. Do you guys see that a lot in what you guys are doing, or is it more installation focused?
Well, on our live stream, we get a lot of different audience questions, and a lot of it is because we're bringing in vendors from different distributors.
Okay.
And they're talking either about specific products or specific philosophies that they design their products from. And so the audience members just want to know, what is this product and a little bit more about their specific installation piece that they're trying to understand.
And you guys talk about all of your product line, right? You guys
Yes.
don't just talk about EG4. You guys talk about all the other major manufacturers, different, battery configurations, different racking ideas or options, right?
Right. We feel like that the comparison of the different products really gives our customer base a better understanding of what's out there and what could best fit their use case.
Yeah, so giving them more information basically and allowing
Right.
them to make an informed decision that's going to benefit them long term for their application.
Absolutely.
I love it. What's the biggest system you guys have ever really kind of got somebody to say, hey, I've got this 100 kilowatt solar system with 100 kilowatt hour. Do you ever get questions like that, or is it mostly kind of small cabins, off-grid prepper style systems?
We don't really get questions on our podcast.
Really? Okay.
As far as, I've got this big system and really specific technical aspects. That's more about what is the product and how can I best use it.
Okay. What do you find most people are installing from a Signature Solar standpoint?
I don't really know how to answer that question because we've got a lot of different products that we sell, and they're going to install what best fits their use case. So we sell a lot of EG4 products.
A ton, and we're very appreciative of that.
Yeah,
for
the
sure.
EG4 products are very reliable, and they know that they have good technical support. But they're not always what the customer wants for their specific installation and their specific goals.
Right, because some people are just going to do like a charge controller with some small systems just to power some lights, cell phone chargers, things like that.
Right.
Versus on our side, most of everybody that I deal with, at least on my side, is really battery storage, right? They want energy independence and they want it for a long term. They don't want to be like, oh, I'm just going to sell back all my power and get my tax credits or whatever it is. They're looking for true energy independence, where if the grid does fail, they're going to be able to maintain life-saving devices, food in the refrigerator, things like that. So I think that's kind of the biggest difference. And I know I want to touch point on this because you are used to asking the other person
That's
a question.
right.
So I want to give you an opportunity to ask me whatever you feel necessary.
Yeah, well, I love that you come from an installer background.
I do.
And for me, when I'm trying to figure out how to educate our customers on our products, the one thing I want to know is, I'm trying to look at our products and our education from what does the customer need to know? What are going to be their pain points? What is going to be the thing that they need to understand about this product before they make this purchase,
Right.
before they hit the installation piece of this. But as an installer, you get to give your feedback on what makes this product an easy installation, what
Right.
makes the wiring easy, what makes it code compliant, things like that. And so we're both kind of giving feedback to the companies that we work with,
Yeah,
in your case
absolutely.
EG4, about how we need to manufacture this product, and for me, how to write the manual so it's easy for the customer.
Man, if you could come write some manuals for us, I'd love it. There's some things that just drive me absolutely crazy. But yeah, I mean, you touched on it, right? So I've been in the solar industry. I think this is year 12 or 13, somewhere in that neighborhood. I actually started in procurement, and that's kind of how I got my start. I learned about products, and that was really my entry level. I learned what the product does, how to install it, how to wire it, how to go through the commissioning process. And then I've worked at different OEMs over my career, thankfully here at EG4. But that's where I find the most satisfaction in my job, or I guess it makes me happy helping people identify and resolve issues, right?
Right.
So I don't get to see the front end where these guys are purchasing the equipment and going through the design process. I usually don't see that side of it. The side I see is when things go wrong.
Yeah.
And then I get a customer that calls and says, hey man, I put this system in and now this isn't working, or my battery died and how do I recharge it? And that's where I find fulfillment, is being able to help resolve those issues and get that homeowner back up and operational. And I think from your side, at least in what I see, is you guys help educate them to the point where they know what they want, but they may not be totally comfortable with the electrical aspect of it. They say, this is the product I need that's gonna help meet my expectation, but maybe I don't have all the knowledge to install it. Do you guys have a program where you guys do referrals to professional installers for people that aren't comfortable?
I believe that we do.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I know we do, right? So if a homeowner reaches
Yeah.
out to EG4, they can request that we send their information out to an installer in their area that's certified with EG4. And that really kind of helps drive the bridge between DIY and professional installers. And I think that's a good market strategy to have. We shouldn't be isolating either one of those sides of the fence.
Absolutely. So we just started Sun Atlas Power.
Oh, that's right.
Which is connected to Signature Solar, and they're getting started slowly. But I know that a lot of installers are being referred through Sun Atlas Power.
Because they're, and correct me if I'm wrong because I don't know a lot about it, they're mostly a sales org and not an installer, or are they more installer based and less sales?
They're an EPC.
Okay, so
They do
they're
it
all in one.
Yeah,
Okay.
they'll design, they'll install. Yeah,
Interesting. I bet I know some of those guys.
I bet you do.
Make some phone calls. Is Ben still over there?
Yes.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah, I'll call Ben. When you guys are doing your segments, how do you guys pick the topics of what you guys want to talk about?
Well, we've just transitioned this year to where, based on some of the new products that we're bringing in, we'll connect with the vendors and have the vendors come in and talk to us about
those
the
products and what their capabilities
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Sure.
So the idea behind it was Watts of Wisdom. We just kind of want to educate the audience on wisdom of the industry. Like what is the hot topic and what are the new products?
Oh, I got a question. All right.
Yeah.
Strap in, guys. We're going for it.
Uh-oh.
How do you feel about the industry as a whole right now?
It's changing
Dramatically.
a lot.
Yeah.
But I believe that, it's really picking up. It was scary there for a little bit.
Yeah. First quarter was rough. Yeah.
But I think that people are seeing that it's not really in a bad place.
It's not as volatile, I think, as people thought it was going to be. I mean,
Yeah.
of course, we've seen, some large-scale organizations go out of business. Probably, and I'm just going to say it, probably because they were mostly subsidized. They were using that ITC to help their capital. When that ITC goes away, now they're sitting on basically no funds, and they're like, well, how am I going to get these systems installed? So you see those companies go out of business. I said it last year. I think I actually said it on the podcast. You will see mom and pop organizations really grow throughout 2026 and into 27 because they're getting the opportunity to gain market share because all these large scale organizations are now shifting away from residential or even going out of business. Most of my customers in Q1 that I've talked to this year, commercial is their go-to market right now because they're still qualifying for ITC, I think up for another month or so. I think July 1st, I think is the end of the ITC for them. So a lot of those guys are doing commercial. I know we're doing a lot of work with FIOC and ITC to get all of our product lines up to date
Right.
and ready for sale here in the U.S. But our cash and loan market has still been very lucrative for us. Are you guys seeing that as well at Signature with people still purchasing and still spending money?
In talking with some of our admins at the company, our market really our audience has never, or our customers have never really depended on the ITC.
Yeah, I can see, especially from a DIY standpoint, right?
Yeah.
They're not going out and doing TPOs or PPAs or anything like that. So yeah, I can see you guys staying very, pretty, I would say consistent. Definitely, how long have you been in the industry, by the way?
Almost 3 years.
Almost 3.
Yeah,
All right.
so not very long.
So fairly new.
Yeah.
So almost probably your first time on the solar coaster, going on the downward swing.
Yeah, I guess so.
I have seen it, I think 6 or 7 times in my career. I would say on average every 2 to 3 years we see kind of that dip and that lull where ITC percentages drop, go up. With that being said, it's for DIY people, they're always capital heavy, right? They're always saving up for that next battery or that next system or that next ground mount, whatever it is. Versus your traditional residential people are going to just go out and pay an EPC and let them have the tax credit, or if they've got the capital, they're going to do a traditional loan style. But for you guys, and I think your guys' market is so wide because you guys carry so many product lines.
Right.
You guys can accommodate everybody, right? You're not just looking at EG4 or I'm not going to say any of their names, but all these other manufacturers out there. What would you say as far as like energy independence? Are they just trying to use battery storage or solar power for just day-to-day operations? Or are they really looking at longevity, do you think?
I think we're seeing all of the above.
Okay.
I think we're seeing people who are wanting off-grid. We're seeing people who are still grid-tied, and we're seeing people who are wanting whole home backup through hybrid use.
Right.
And so, I think that's one of the common misunderstandings, though, is why am I buying batteries? Do I need them just for when the grid goes down?
Sure.
Or do I want it for longevity? Do I want it for reducing my utility bill, and how do I do that? And so I think education, which is what we're doing, is the big push here to help them understand why batteries are a big part of this. And now that the big talk is VPPs, virtual power plants, and how that can be a big offset to their initial cost as well.
Absolutely. Check out our VPP program, by the way. It's available. We've got a whole team of guys working on that. So go check out VPPs if that's something you're interested in. A lot of benefits, so check it out. We actually just had a webinar. You can see that out on Power Station and I believe on our YouTube channel. So that's going to be a good one. I know Arizona, where I live at, we're getting into a VPP type scenario. We've got a bunch of microprocessing plants and data centers that are going live this year. I have already seen a 5% rate increase. We're already talking about rolling brownouts by 2027. I would say right now, if you're not installing batteries, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter if you're off grid, if you're hybrid, if you're just trying to do net metering or arbitrage, get a battery. I think it's really the only way solar makes sense these days.
And if you can only afford one right now, you can always add more later.
Well, that's one of the benefits of EG4, right? We
That's
have
right.
this modularity where you can say, look, I've only got X number of dollars. Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Let's get you started with something simple. And then when you can gain more capital or tax season comes or you win the lottery or whatever that situation is, you can then go upgrade that system to meet your full expectation. But it gives you a nice stepping stone into solar. I do want to talk about the hybrids just a little bit because one of our sales reps told me the best thing I've ever heard. He called our mini splits the gateway drug of solar. And it was just a great reference, right? Because you're not worried about an interconnection agreement. You don't have to worry about that. It's a DIY-based product, right? So anybody virtually can install it. And it gives you an opportunity to see the benefits of solar without actually committing to a large scale or large purchase.
Yeah.
And I think that's wonderful. I absolutely love that.
I personally don't have solar yet, but that's the one thing I've been trying to talk my husband into because
on, Kelly.
he hates the thought of having solar panels on the roof.
I agree with him, 100%.
And so I think if I can just get him to get that hybrid mini split, that
it would change his life.
He'll learn to love it because he'll see the savings.
Do you guys have any property or no? Or is it just a small
We do.
lot? So if you got property, put a ground mount in.
Well, not in town. We don't have that much property, but we have some outside.
I was like, and this is something for all you guys out there, right? If you have land, I would recommend a ground mount.
Yeah.
Your maintenance is going to be traditionally significantly less. You're not going to have to worry about re-roofs. You're not going to have to worry about roof leaks and penetration issues, things like that. So if you've got property, do a ground mount. If you don't, we still love you. We want you to install our stuff, throw it up on the roof. But have your roofer do an inspection before you do it. Before you start punching holes in the roof, and make sure that your roof is going to be sufficient to support that solar system for the longevity, right? That next 20, 25, 30 years. I always recommend for people doing re-roofs, if you have the capability, do a metal roof. Metal roofs nowadays are 50-year warranties. I'm 45 years old. I'll be dead by the time I'm 95. That thing's going to outlive me. Solar's still going to be out there. My kids are going to be happy. So that's something that little something for me to you guys out there. Any questions for me?
Yeah, being an installer and talking about metal roofs and things, when you're putting solar panels on the roof, one of the questions is, what about insurance?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah.
Metal roofs, I'm going to start with warranty. Metal roofs, traditionally, if you penetrate them, you lose your warranty. So there is certain metal roofs that you can do that are penetrationless for solar. And S5, I think you guys probably even carry their product line.
We do.
S5, one of the greatest product lines in the market. I've worked with them a lot my time at EcoFasten in a previous role. They make a standing seam roof attachment that is zero penetration. It just clamps onto the standing seam, so you're not worried about any type of warranty issue. As far as insurance from a property homeowner's insurance, I don't know how that affects it, to be honest.
Yeah.
I've never actually considered that as an issue. For homeowners basically to identify. I would advise a homeowner to always reach out to their insurance company, figure out what the liability is, if there is any. Also, as far as benefits go, property value increases. If you're getting energy independence and battery storage, of course you're adding value to that property if you ever do decide to sell it. So I would reach out to get a hold of your homeowners association if you have one. Of course, that's always an issue. I live in one, so I know. Call your insurance company, make sure that if there is any restrictions, or do you
Right.
need to up your policy to be able to support a replacement or repair in case something does happen to it, things like that. Reach out to your county assessor's office too and find out what the potential increase in value is, and are you going to see return on investment when you're spending that large scale purchase. I would say it's one of the probably top 5 biggest purchases most people will make in their house, right? They're going to purchase a house, you're going to purchase a car, and you're going to purchase solar. Those are going to be like one of your 3 biggest costs ever that you're ever going to put into your house as an investment. So take your time, do your research, check out Amp Up, check out Beyond the Grid. We're happy to help you guys. Reach out to our tech support teams. They're fantastic. What else you got for me, Kelly?
As somebody who likes to educate, so that we are able to address the pain points before they get to them.
Sure.
How can we better educate through Amp Up or through our long form videos on the EG4 products, so that when you come to them, when you're called up on somebody who's having a problem with them, they don't hit that problem.
That's always nice. I know we've got Alex Rodriguez, who's been on my
Yeah.
show. I know he was at Signature
Yes.
Solar before that. He's absolutely fantastic, one of the greatest guys.
Definitely.
He's doing some videos for us now. So check out his videos. He's got a lot of good information out there.
Yep.
Very knowledgeable young man.
I've learned a lot from Alex myself.
I'm blown away by his ability to just absorb information.
Yes.
He's just fantastic to work with. He's a good resource for me. I call him all the time. What's your guys' plan moving forward for the rest of 2026? Do you guys have anything on the agenda? People you guys are going to talk to? New products that you guys are going to start talking about? Or are you guys going to talk about the new EG4 products coming up?
We are going to talk about the new EG4 products. One of the things that we've incorporated on Amp Up this year is doing some installations hands-on live on Amp Up, so that people can learn how easy it is to actually see the live process of the installation.
Okay.
We started with an ammo solar can and just looked at the little components going in so people could understand what the components are.
Yeah.
And we've moved up to what we called the solar power wedge, and we built a system inside of a metal toolbox.
Okay.
With a frame and some solar panels on top, and so it's out working right now.
That's awesome.
And we're going to be doing a mobile solar trailer that's going to be powering some concerts. So
That's going to be incredible. Just out here
So-
in the East Texas area, or is it going to travel?
It's going to be doing some bigger concerts that I can't think of the names of them right now, but
I was like, we can give him a shout
yeah.
out. I'd love to.
Yeah.
Who's doing the EG4 product stuff? Is it on the training team at S2 or?
right now we don't have them scheduled because we're waiting on the products to come out.
I'm available. I'll come over.
I think Clint O'Neill is going to come and talk to us
Talk
about
about
VPPs.
VPPs?
Yep.
Perfect, yeah. Clint's a great guy. I actually spent some time with him out in Colorado at a trade show recently, and just a wealth of knowledge for VPP. He's been just an absolute rock star getting us integrated, getting on AVLs and things
Yeah.
like that. It's been a really, really fun experience the last couple months.
Yeah, but we'll have to have you over as well.
I would definitely love to come over. I don't know if you guys know, but my office is right over there, and her office is just over there. So we're literally down the street from each other. It's always great to catch up with our partners over at S2 or our sister company. What do you think 2027 is going to look like?
Whew, let's make it through 2026 first. But it's always exciting. There's always new things coming down the line.
Yeah.
We're constantly growing. You guys are constantly innovating and keeping us busy.
I think everybody is.
And it's always exciting and it's always fun.
It is. It's this industry has been very good to me.
Yeah.
I've had a great time. I've learned more things than I've probably forgotten more things than I'd like to remember. But it's just been this incredible journey of solar, right? Even with the downsides like we're going through right now with Q1, with the ITC and FIOC, and of course the political, things that are going on in the world. And I always understood the first couple of months of a new year is always really volatile, even without the political stuff going on, even without the ITC, just because people don't traditionally spend money on the first quarter, right? They're looking at what their tax season is going to look like. They're looking at capital, trying to figure out what their year is going to look like. So I've always seen this first part of the year as a lull. And then, you get into like August, September, and you really start to pick up. People were doing things before the end of the year, especially when tax credits were available. But I think 2027, from my idea, is going to be one of the best years ever. The market's going to really calm down. The big players that were really subsidized are going to go away. We're going to see mom and pop organizations rise to the occasion and start taking up market share. You're going to see a lot more people doing battery integration. I was just out in Salt Lake City, Utah, in Nevada, and NV Energy and Rocky Mountain Power are both going to start doing peak demand charges, which they didn't before. So now batteries are really going to be relevant in that market. So we're going to go out and start driving business that way and try to really build us up for the end of the year and going into 2027.
Well, one of the things I've really liked about the EG4 products most recently is the new 314 amp hour batteries.
Thing is beautiful. It's beautiful.
They are, and just the ease of the connections, just
Yeah.
being on top, easy to access,
Yeah.
easy to connect with the all-in-one inverters makes the wiring super simple and the installation super simple.
Set your inverter in a conduit box, plug in some wires, put them up in
Yeah.
there, and turn the system on. It's going to work.
Yeah, it couldn't be simpler.
I mean, it could if we
Could it?
If we pre-assembled it and just sent it as a package and we just mount this on the wall.
Yeah.
I mean, we can talk about it a little bit. We've got the XR60 coming out, which is pretty much an all-in-one, right? We've got a 60 kilowatt hour battery pack with I believe it's a FlexBoss 21 basically. And it's really just already pre-wired. You just got to make your connections either into your load center or into your utility feed, and you're up and running, ready to go.
It's already put together.
That's right, already assembled. Do me a favor, if you guys do go check that out, you cannot tow that with a trailer. Please don't do it. Because it has that little hitch on there, and I know somebody's going to try to do it. And I cannot wait to see the video from the police department pulling them over. It's going to be a bunch of fun. Who all have you had on the show that I would know? Anybody signature? I know you had Eric Schlee on, right?
I did have Eric.
How was that?
Yeah, Eric was great.
Yeah,
Yeah, he helped us learn a lot about how batteries are tested and the process that things go through to be code compliant.
I'm going to have to go watch that video because
Yeah,
I haven't
it was
seen
good.
it. I actually talked to Eric today. He said to say hi, by the way.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's what I have for you today, Kelly. I want to
Yeah.
thank you so much for coming on the
thank
show.
you.
Let me know when you guys want me out here. I'm happy to fly back out. We'll do a video at your place, and we'll do some cross collaboration.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, hey, thanks for joining us on
you.
Beyond the Grid. We'll see you next time. Kelly, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll check you next time.